we talked about yesterday. Now we have the US oil chart on our screen, and price is yet to do any signal to confirm whichever momentum price is going to head at this week. Remember the two scenarios I shared with you yesterday on the US oil, where I told you how we're expecting a breakout of that area at $110 and a retest of structures to give us confirmation of a trend continuation to the upside. And this trend continuation to the upside, I told you, might be a retracement of the previous impulse leg we identified earlier before we see a move to the downside. Now, the other scenario I made mention of yesterday is if we see a breakdown of this demand zone, a retest of this demand zone, then we look for patterns on lower time frame to join the decline to the downside. But neither of these has happened so far. However, we need to look at how we can take advantage if it happens. Does the buyers we hold yesterday still hold or not? So this is what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at if that buyer still holds or not. So now, if we look at what has been happening since the beginning of in the last 24 hours, we can see that price has been juxtaposing between the $110.50 area and the $109 area. However, if we look at what happened during the early hours of today, we saw this bullish momentum, and instead of price coming back to the demand zone, we had a new higher low, which pushed price a little bit further up beyond where price action had been in the past 24 to 36 hours. Now, could this be a signal that the bullish momentum is forming at the moment? Well, we can't jump into such conclusion considering the indecision that has gripped the markets since the beginning of the week. So in this regard, if you are doing a scalping on this one, probably you're just taking a few pips on this one at least. That is, you're trading between the $110.50 and the $109 area. You could be looking at around 150 pips to catch. However, I have made mention here on this forum that I always prefer doing long-term perspective, as this is more or less more comfortable for me, and it makes you not to be in such a mood where you trade in fear of missing out. So personally on this one, I'm still holding the buyers that we speculated here yesterday on the US oil. So for the bullish momentum on this one, I'm still waiting for price to break above that $110.80 50 cent area, after which we look for a retest of structure and patterns on lower time frame to join the trend continuation to the upside. So unlike what I did yesterday where I didn't give you a key level to play with, I will be doing that today because I'm beginning to see potentials that looks more like a bullish momentum at this point. So if we bring out our line chart at this point, and then let's have a key level sitting at around $110.50, as this area appears to be an area where sellers have been pushing price further down since the beginning of the week. So let's have our key level here at $110.50. So I will label this key level at $110.50. So we have a key level sitting at that area, and we want to be looking forward to a breakout of that key level and a retest of that key level, and we look out for patterns on lower time frame to push price further off. So if we do have a breakdown of that key level, then I'm adjusting our entry point to $110.60, which is right above that key level, and we have our stop loss right below the previous low, which is around this area. We can between 60 and 70 pips will be most appropriate at this point. So I'm looking forward to a breakout of key level at $110.50, and then we scale down to our lower time frame to look for a retest of structure, and if possible we see patterns that support a trend continuation to the upside. So this is my perspective here on the US oil. Now, if we are going to do a selling opportunity on this one, my bias on the selling opportunity still remain the same, as I want to see a breakdown of the demand zone here, then a retest into structure before I can join the decline to the downside. So if we want to replicate what we did here on for the buy potential, we want to have a key level that will guide our action going into the New York session. I'm very sure people will be very, very patient at this point, as we're in day 2 now and we're still yet to find the signal. And I wouldn't want you to get caught up in that dilemma or that feeling where you begin to be restless, and then thinking that what is happening since we don't have a signal since the beginning of the week. So for me, I would just advise you to hold on and let's us see the signal form, and we don't get excited when we see the signal, and we wait for confirmations to join whatever potential prices the market is telling us. So at this point, we have our key level here at, let me place it at $180. I think $180.50, $108.50 be most appropriate for a breakdown of this level at 108.50 appears to be most appropriate to take advantage of a selling opportunity. So if we go back to our candle chart, this is what we have here. So we want to see a breakdown of this key level. We want to see a retest of structure, whatever ways it happens, and then we look for patterns on lower time frame to join the decline to the downside. So if that happens, we want to have our entry point close below the key level at 108.5. So I'm placing an entry level at 108.53 or 55 area. No, 53, I guess. 49 rather. The most appropriate at this point. So we have our entry point here. We have our stop loss at around 109.50 cents. And that gives us, okay, 109.2530 cents. That gives us around between 60 to 50 pips stop loss. Then we still have our take profit target sitting at 106.00. Now, the other scenario that we can be looking out for at this point is this. If we look into the consolidation phase that has gripped the market since the beginning of the week, that is this consolidation phase, we can say this is the supply zone. We can identify this area as the supply zone. Hold on a second. We can identify this area as our supply zone. As you can see that anytime price comes into that area, we witness a selling momentum, and we can identify this area here as our demand zone. So that's why we want to see a breakout of that supply zone to buy, and we want to see a breakdown of that demand zone to sell. Because if we see a breakdown of this zone, it tells us that that zone no longer holds price in whatever direction it has been in the past. So if we see a breakout of the supply zone, definitely what that tells us is that that level has become a demand, as supply diminishes at that point in time that price breaks out of the supply zone. So that is why I'm looking forward to a breakout of that structure to take advantage of a bullish momentum. However, if you are a scalper and you're comfortable taking trades under tension, then you could continue to take your trade between this range. That is, you sell above here, take your profit down here. But this higher low at this point, as you can see, price did not come below the 109, not close below the $109.40 area And because of that, I'm of the opinion that we might be going bullish from this point. So I'm still tending towards a bullish momentum on the US oil. So this is my perspective here, and I wouldn't know if you have any questions or clarifications so that we can talk about it. If you do have confusions or you need further clarifications, you can type it in the comment section. I'll look at it and I'll be willing to be of help in that regard. So let me go back to the chat and let's see if we have anything new on board. Okay, 603, good morning to you. Hey, Khan, how are you? Good morning, US Oil. Oh, sure, we just finished US Oil and I hope you are with us from the beginning. Yes, Junior X, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you too. Uguvels, what we learn here, what we learn here. Okay, you asking what we learning here. What we do here on a daily basis is that we gather here as traders and then look at pairs together where we can take advantage of any opportunity that comes up during the live session. So I come here to share with you what my expectations are on randomly chosen pairs, which I think has good potentials for the week. And then we do follow-ups on this pair the following day till the week runs out. And also, if you have a pair that you think you want us to look at the same time, you can bring it on board, type it in the comment section, and let us look at it together. And if there's an opportunity, I will let you know. And if I think there is none for me, then I would surely let you know as well. So that's what we do here, basically. And we do this on a daily basis between 11 West African time to 12 West African time. So that's what we do here. I hope I answered your question appropriately rather. I'm new to this game. Can you help me? I'll be very happy. I'm a very poor person. Well, I'm sorry, that's not a good concept to identify yourself with. You have to have the mentality of abundance to be able to make money. That's the truth. If you think you're poor, buy dollars, okay? Been in this game for a month now. Oh, okay, great, happy. Glad you're happy. We are very thankful to you. Okay, you're welcome. All right, I start from today. Okay, 187, you start from today. Oh, great to have you around, and I hope you be with us throughout the session and you continue to join us on a daily basis as we come here to visit the market and see how we can take some money out of the market. What do we do on? Okay, I don't think I understand what you mean by that, Yusuf. You might want to rephrase your statement so that I can grab what you're trying to pass across. Joseph, hi everybody. Okay, you're welcome. So that's on the US oil. And at this point, we want to move on to the UK oil, where I hope we all took advantage of that bullish momentum that gripped the UK oil market yesterday. And this is where I think the US oil too is going to go, because we all understand how the UK oil and the US oil share similar setups. So now here is the UK oil, and if we look at what happened, we had two scenarios here on the US oil as well, on the UK oil rather. We have two scenarios where we were looking forward to either a selling momentum or a buying momentum when we were heading into the New York session yesterday, as we were looking for a breakdown of $112 area retest of structure to sell, and we were looking out for a breakout of $114 retest of structure on lower time frame to buy the UK oil. And lo and behold, we were fortunate enough to join this potential move to the upside. If we scale down to, let's say, the 15 minutes time frame, I think, was it 15 or 5 minutes time frame? Okay, 5 minutes time frame, yes. Or the 15 minutes time frame you can use. We saw the breakout of the key level, we saw the retest of the key level, and we joined the rally to the upside. And we saw price come back down into this area, then added one more position to this trade, and price is right at this level at $115.90. If you were part of this trade, if you took advantage of this trade, kudos to you. That's very smart of you. Let's see where we are today as price action is being monitored. Presently, we are running with about how many pips in profit now? We're running with about over 180 pips in profit. And we look forward to price going to the upside from this area, because we have this bullish move, we have the retest of structure, and your price continues to the upside. So what I'll be saying at this point is this. The first thing I'll be saying at this point is that we move our stop loss to somewhere around here to lock in some profit at $115.15. This area seems to be most appropriate that we lock our profits in. So this area is our stop loss, and if you are taking two positions like I suggested, you have the first one at 110 pips and the second one at around 95 pips, so that's like 190 pips running in profit if you have two positions running. However, if you have only one position running, then you will be locking your stop loss at 100 pips. So this is what is happening right now on the chart, and I'm expecting price to continue to the upside. And if we see price break down test our stop loss level, we should be content with what we have and wait for price to do something like a reversal pattern one more time to join the potential bullish momentum to the upside. Our take profit target still remains at $118.50 at the moment. And let's see how price plays out, because I'm still of opinion that if price comes into this area at $118.50 or $120, we might be seeing a bearish momentum from this side. However, till then, let's hold our trade, move our stop loss accordingly, and let's hope that price tests our take profit target at $118.50 during the New York session. I hope I'm very clear on this one, and if you need further clarifications, you can type it in the comment section and let's look at it together, and I will be willing to be of help in that regard.